Purposeful leadership and dynamic governance has been the hallmark of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, positioning the city of Lagos to greatness. Let's now bring you updates from the governor's office on recent engagements of Mr. Governor. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently conducted an inspection tour of the ongoing construction of the Lagos State Industrial Leather Hub project in Maturi, Mushin. The governor, at the end of the inspection, addressing the media, explained the aims and objectives of the Industrial Leather Hub project.
We are here at Maturi Industrial Estate, Mushin, local government. This site, which is called the Lagos State Leather Hub Facility. This is a project that we conceived about a year and a half ago, and you can see it's a hub. It's a leather hub where we want two things, right? Have a production line where people can be trained in all forms of leather products in general, from shoes to leather bags to belt, everything that has to do with tannery and leather. More like training grounds. Up on this floor, on the second floor, they have plans to be able to take about 100 students at once, where each one of them will have a small machine where they can learn from, and thereafter they can go into the hub factory itself if they have orders, and people that are into leather manufacturing already, they don't need to travel out of the country to make all of their leather finished products. So we also have an opportunity for shop, about 42 or so lock-up shops that will be here selling leather-related accessories and leather-related goods, so that we can partner with other leather markets that are around Mushin here. And this place can indeed be a hub for them. They don't need to begin to crack their head on how they need to have equipment on an individual basis before they can get to their finished products. This hub will be available for them, for their use, and it's not only for one person, it will be for the entire ecosystem of leather work and leather accessories. And so I'm told that we are at about 60-65% level of completion. The contractor has committed to a December deadline, but we'll give him 1 or 2 months grace, because we're expecting the equipment to start arriving from October, right? And so we should also be able to complete this before the end of our first tenure of government in this administration.
In furtherance of the Lagos State government's drive to expand the educational potentials of the state, the governor, as part of his official engagements, inspected the ongoing University of Science and Technology project in Ikorodu, Lagos. In his ongoing inspection tour of strategic infrastructural projects in the city of Lagos, the Lagos State Governor inspected the timber sawmiller site at Agboa Ikosi Ejiri at Ikosi Ejiri LCDA recently in Lagos. The governor, in his address to media men, gave an update on the significant purpose of the project site.
This project was conceived quite a while back. Been on for a very long time, but we're happy that within our own government we've activated it back, and we've spent a lot of money, resource to be able to bring it to a usable and a convenient situation. So what you have here is, first, there must be an access route from the main road up until this site, which is about 3 kilometers, and so we should be finishing that road construction very soon. But even in the alternative, we've done an alternative road for them, which is where, and part of the facilities that are here is 4 sawmillers that are coming here. We've got a total of 160 2-bedroom flats that have been completed, offices that runs into tents. You can see all of them, and they have all of their various shades that have been also built. What is remaining is for us to clear a trailer park for them, for us to clear what we call a boom area, and for us to be able to put a police post and small fire service here. And the other thing that we also have in this facility that is built is a briquette facility, which will be managed by Loma, which will mean that the byproducts coming out from the mill, from the sawdust, will be treated here, so nothing will be wasted.
In furtherance of his administration's determination to build a solid, functional road transport system, the Lagos State Governor paid a courtesy visit to GAC Motor Nigeria, which is one of the very strategic partners of the Lagos State government in the area of road transportation in in Lagos. The governor and his team were guided through the various facilities of the motor factory situated at Ojota, Lagos. In order to monitor, verify, and ascertain the level of progress made so far in diverse areas of infrastructural projects in the state, the governor of Lagos State and his team conducted an extensive inspection tour of various projects across the state. Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, gave highlights of the various projects inspected and the position of the projects themselves.
We started the journey today with on-the-spot assessment of ongoing complete reconstruction of Tapa, Okepopo, and Adeniji-Adele roads in Lagos Island. Messrs. Julius Berger, the contractor on site, did mention to us that the project is about 60-65% and that they are on track to see if they can complete the project before the end of the year. We've seen some part of it. Interlocking stones have been laid, the drainages have largely been completed, and the whole area looks new. Thereafter, we went to inspect the construction at the new Mercy Children's Hospital, where we noticed the two buildings that are meant to be coming up. 9-story car park by Messrs. Dory had started. They're on the third floor. However, the main hospital construction for the Mercy Children's Hospital, all the 547 caps, piling caps have been completed, and the contractor too has moved to site. So that's the 10-story new children's hospital that is coming up. And they've assured us that they will work even doubly hard to keep up with the terms of the project. Thereafter, we cross over to Ilubiri pumping site. This is the Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Drainage project. And we're able to observe and see that where we have the current temporary wall, and you could see pumping going on. This retention wall is to prevent the backflow of water from the Lagos Lagoon flowing back into the Lagos Island. That's why you saw those pumping stations there. So if they don't do that barricade at high tide, water will just naturally be flowing back from the lagoon, because like we've said before, significant part of Lagos is below the sea level. So when the water rises from the ocean, from the lagoon, it can flow back into the city. That's why you see the pumping. But the main observation today is that we're constructing a new 1 kilometer or 1.2 kilometer diversion from in front of the Ilubiri housing estate that will take a bigger body of water onto the Lagos Lagoon. And that one, we're expecting 3 high capacity pumps that I'm told will be arriving next month. So the bed for the drainage is what we saw, and the construction is ongoing to be able to receive the main pumps when they do arrive. So what that means is that issues around flooding and drainage issues can be completely resolved on Lagos Island. Because once that outfall has been completed, we can now go back into some part of Lagos Island. The Ojogiwa collector, the Thomas collector, and we can go and redo them properly so that we know that at the other end, there's something to receive them, right? And finally, we're here at the Lagos Island General Hospital, Odon, which is the foremost general hospital in the state. This is a secondary health facility, and the hospital is as old as Lagos itself, and I'm sure you can see. But so what we're doing, and it's also the hospital that has, after last week, is one that has the largest number of patients coming in. And you can see from the last 3 years, we've been doing different phases of extensive renovation in the hospital, because it cannot be closed down. The hospital in itself cannot be closed down completely, so we need to, be very creative in how we measure the renovation. I think the first phase was the accident emergency, the surgical emergency, the wards, and the training room, including the one that the foundation did for us, which will be a medical tourism. That's the first phase. The second phase is the pharmacy, the catering, and some other part. I think the one we're watching now is the third phase, which has the high clinic, the admin building, the ambulance bay, the patients, waiting area, and some of the wards, children's ward, surgical, male, female. And they are going to another phase, which will be the fourth phase, which will now be to take the final set of wards. Even in this last phase, pathology department is there. And so there's still going to be a few demolition that will happen in here, right? And to be able to receive, additional patients. This building here is doctors' quarters. We're happy that the doctors are there and it's being run very well, and we have a maintenance, company that ensures that all the doctors, some of them are here, some are in the other hospitals, in Lagos. And just to also mention that new hospitals that we're building, we're trying to also infuse with doctors' quarters, right? We're building one in General Hospital Bagada. We're also building another one in General Hospital Isolo. To be able to accommodate, give residence to our doctors and some of our other health practitioners.
In relation to boosting the health sector in the city of Lagos, Mr. Governor also inspected the ongoing psychiatric hospital project in Ketu Erenyo in Ekpe. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently flagged off what has been adjudged as Africa's largest logistics food park in Ketu Erenyo, Ekpe, Lagos, christened the Lagos State Central Food Security Systems and Logistics Hub. The governor, who gave a description of the facility's capacity when completed, noted that the project is a response to challenges faced by various stakeholders in the agricultural space in the city of Lagos.
Today, like it's been said, is an historic day in Lagos State. And by extension, because we are the largest economy in this country, it's an historic day in our country. It's an historic day because we are redefining and we are rewriting food security of our state and of our nation. We're indeed happy today that we can flag off the most important food market, the construction of the largest food logistic park, not only in Nigeria. By the time we finish it, the landmark will see that will be the biggest in the continent of Africa. And that's what Lagos is about. Lagos is about the audacity to think. Lagos is about the audacity to imagine it and to make it happen. It's not just by sheer coincidence that we pride ourselves as the largest economy, as the largest city in Africa. We also need to be able to pride ourselves to do the biggest and the largest conception of ideas in our continent. I'm indeed very, very happy and excited that all of us are witnessing this gigantic project here today. This project is a full proof of our administration's commitment to addressing the challenges of the various stakeholders in our agri space and giving hope to our people through improved quality of life. The Lagos State Food Security Systems and Central Logistics Hub will be built on a total of 1.2 million square meters of land and will have the following components. It will have aggregation of a large storage facility, administrative buildings, trading and brokerage facilities, packing facilities, processing facility, cold chain, dry food chain facilities, logistics and trailer parks. It will have a massive water treatment plant, health center, fire station. It will also have an abattoir and a lean ridge, among a lot of other facilities that will be here. This project, when fully implemented, will indeed be a landmark that all of us will be truly proud of.
And finally, from the governor's office, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has yet again kept to his promise on the ongoing Blue Rail line with the final beam launch of the Blue Rail project at Marina. The governor described the launch as to have two historic importance in the history of transportation development in the rail system in the city of Lagos.
Today, history also is being made again because each of our promises, each of the things we had committed to Lagosians, this administration will continue to meet those deadlines. And so today, like has been said by the managing director, is historic for two reasons. One, the fact that we are launching the final T-beam for this infrastructure signposts our commitment that we will meet and we will deliver the Blue Line on schedule and on time for our citizens. Secondly, it also signposts that this is the end for people that have been wanting This is the end of the parking infrastructure for the Blue Line. And you can see that today, CCCC had also kept their words with us. And we said that before the end of August, we want to see the completion of these T-beams. Today completes a total of 1,967 PAL foundation, completed 306 platforms, but completed 310 piers on this project. We have completed 267 overbeams. And we have now one more to complete 984 T-beams. I think Lagos State and CCCC deserves another round of applause.
And that's a wrap from the Governor's Office segment on the City of Lagos TV show. The show will continue right after this timeout. Stay tuned.
Lagos.